That's a good thing because now we can get ready to do what we get ready to do.
What
It'll
about
show
the
me now.
Steelers?
Yeah, he may be on, he may not. You know, he back in school now. So he
Oh,
may be on and he may not. I don't know. But he told me he gonna know, and then I'll just add him into it should he make his arrival to it, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, um he back in school. He may be on. He just may call us in a few minutes and say, "Hey, man, send me my link." He just may do it. He just may do it. I don't know. Hopefully, he be able to catch us online and do what he need to do, and we go from there. I don't know, but anyway, we had a good weekend. That football is back in, man. I want you to know, man, I enjoyed myself to the 25th power. You hear me? I enjoyed
yeah.
myself, man. I want you to know I enjoyed myself, man. And I hope you had a good weekend too. Of course, I seen y'all had yourself a wonderful time. That's what it looked like to
Man,
me.
no,
Y'all
we
had,
did. My nerves so bad
huh?
that game, man. I had to stop watching. I came back in the end and did my who that. I ain't do it during the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. My nerve was so bad, boy.
Y'all
I ain't.
come all, man, they come all the way back out of nowhere. The Saint came
Yeah,
marching in. I had to put up on my page. Oh Lord, what did the Saints let them dirty birds do that to them?
man. I don't know, man. I'll tell you, boy. My stuff was messed up,
Shoot,
man.
you
I ain't
don't
had no.
feel bad,
We was on
man.
the water, man. Ain't had no drink. I couldn't drink. I couldn't do nothing. My nerve bad. I just walked away from the game, man. I said, I'll see him in the fourth quarter. Shoot.
Wait
I
a
could.
minute. You say you wait a minute. Oh
Shoot.
Lord, say it ain't so. My boy.
Yeah, my nerve
Lord
bad.
have mercy. But today we're gonna get off into this marriage council because I know you got it on your way at 9 to get to your prayer line. And so I'm wanting to go an extra night, but look like it's gonna be inconvenient for me too to do it because I got other things going on all at the same time, and it's just gonna be kind of rough for me and all. So I guess we're gonna have to just hold out to what we got until we can find a time to communicate on that level with it. But anyway, meanwhile, we'll move forward with it. And we left off with the last question on last week. That was a loaded question. That was a loaded question. Why do women's, and this is from the round table of men's asking this question, why is women using our children as a paycheck? As for my understanding of it is, and I'm gonna be kind of raw, but not too, because I want you to liberate on top of it. And I might not be using that word in the right because I'm trying to do two or three things at one time. But anyway, uh, I want to deal with that. Why do they use our children as a paycheck? And my position on it is because they're using it as a get back tool, a tool to try to damage, try to destroy, try to defame us, and then separate us from what we really love. The truth of the matter is, we really love our children as Negro men. A lot of people like to use the word black man because that's just what it is, and they use that as a leverage to try to defame, tear down, and to destroy us. And it's always been that way for years. It's always been that way, and they're still at it on a more master level now. And we can't get you this way. We're gonna get you this way. We got something that belong to you, and we're gonna make it and use it against you to destroy you, to tear you down, and to discredit. And that's why when they find out you got it going good on your job and you're doing well, the first thing they want to do is run back and take you back to court so they can get more money out of you. It is not about the child because half of the children don't see the child support. They don't even see that. And now on that, you got three people's involved here. You sending the money to her, and then the state getting good out of it. And the child is not getting a part, and she's down there at the nail shop getting a nail done, at the wig shop getting her hair fixed up to figure out what's next knucklehead she gonna catch to cut paper and use it. And then when you catch after the children are grown up, where did all that money go? She has nothing to show for it, and she's a self-destroyer to her own self. And meanwhile, she'll kill the ship between that child or the children between their father. Now, I'm gonna back up out of there because I can go deeper, but I'm gonna back up out of there so you can have your net of it.
Amen. Well, and I agree with you because that's a piece of the pie that's, definite true. How, some of them use, like they used back in the day, uh, uh, welfare, you know, it was their way of getting a check because most of them didn't have an education or didn't do anything uh, that's that would have been uh, beneficial for them on their own. But
Right.
for the most part, I think, and I'm gonna say back in our time, for some of the women, until you, like you said, until they realized the system was working for them, because they didn't know that system was working for them at first,
Right.
until the system started going after uh, the deadbeat dads, as they would call them, because
Yeah.
too much taxes was being paid out for them to help raise their
Right.
kids, and these fathers was not doing their part. So the system had to do
Right.
something to compensate for the money and all the welfare that these kids was getting, and the
Right.
father disowning the child and this that to another. But uh, I think the system at first had good faith, but just like man, when you get involved in it, then it started to be getting
Right.
political. And
Right.
when they start to, you can call it the race or whatever the case may be, when they start to see the opportunity to empower these black women with child support, well, of course,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, again, what you're going to do, you're going to empower them and give the man no say so in the child's life, you know, because the
Right.
system stereotyped him as a deadbeat dad. Even when that system was
Right.
working against a man who was doing what he could for the child, but dealing with a bitter mother uh, who
Right.
didn't want him to move on with somebody else, use the
Mm-hmm.
child as leverage to try
Right.
to harm him in the relationship with the other person that he was involved with. So we look at it
Mm-hmm.
from that angle, where the woman
Right.
does use the child as leverage on the fact that she's bitter, you know, she's
Right.
rejected, you know. So,
Right.
because many times in that scenario, most women felt like that was the way they were gonna keep that man. You know, now
True.
we got a child together, so now we
Right.
ain't got no choice but to stay with me.
Right.
But
Right.
most men started, and this is my opinion,
Right.
when they saw that the man was gonna be there for that child, well then the woman said, no, it's gonna be a package deal, it's gonna either be me and the child,
Right.
or you ain't getting nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are scenarios where you can see how the female was using the child as a leverage. I'm not gonna say payment or whatever, but they had leverage.
Right.
So,
Right.
but for that most part, and I'm gonna swift to the other part of this pie. You weren't wearing no protection. You knew she was a booty call.
Mm-hmm.
You knew this was a one night stand.
Yeah.
You knew it was several
Absolutely.
things that you did, but you
Signs and wonders. Yeah.
let
Yeah.
that little part of you think for you, and you were going out there and you end up getting it pregnant. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
what you think she's gonna do? Because 9 times out of 10 in my time, and I just want to keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they knew they didn't have a chance with me in the first place. So,
Right.
giving up the booty, I mean, well, on Facebook, getting that
Yeah.
opportunity
Well,
to
keep
have
going.
sex,
It's a right.
having that
Right.
sex, you knew that nothing you had that would keep me attracted to you. So when you
Yeah.
came up pregnant, well then, aha, I
Good
got you.
evening, Pam.
We got a child together. So
Uh-huh.
you gotta stay with
Uh-huh.
me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the
Right.
day,
Right.
you can't get the man, you can't get on the women when the man made a poor judgment call and what you think gonna happen.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
This is
You
true.
made a poor judgment call, you
True.
didn't use no protection or anything else like that, and you got caught up in the game. So hey, you don't hate the game, you can't hate the game. You can't hate the blood, just hate the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Exactly.
got caught up. But then
That's
you
true.
want to make, and then my other part, and I'm gonna close on this. You try
Okay.
to, the other part of this, where the child becomes leverage, is the fact that now you trying to make something right with the man. Let's
Right.
go to the man. He's got the woman, but now she's pregnant. She still don't want to be with him. So that flips the other way. Because
That's another whole
now
script there, sir.
the man is using the child to stay in the woman's life.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Now we got a child
Uh-huh.
together. You can't move on without me. I'm in your life now.
Right.
And now
Right.
so the men can't flip that to that part where I just want to be here for my child. But you asking where the mama at?
Right. Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who you dating?
Yeah.
Who you around? I
Yeah.
don't want my child around nobody and everything like that. See, now your narcissistic ways, you see the child as the only way of getting that leverage to stay
That's
in
it.
that woman's
Yeah.
life.
So it's being
So,
used by both parties.
yeah. So,
I'll
it's a
I'll
loaded
give
gun.
that. I'll give that. But what I want to deal with also is, what about the men who do the right thing, take care of their children, do the best they can in their life, and try to make the life more better for the child, but then you have a blocking woman, a blocking mother who is set out to destroy him on every level. And I hear this in my office quite a bit. I'm seeing this in my office quite a bit. And even on the road when I'm going to certain areas, I'm in the office and they'll say, well, can we talk to you? We need time to talk to you. Even the church house. And this is one of the ones that I have had some serious conversations with my preachers, selective preachers who are pastors, who have done everything, even went down there and put themselves on child support to try to take care of their children, to have a relationship, and it is destroyed because she is bitter, envy, upset, angry, using this leverage to tear up anything that he's connected to. This is what I'm solely getting at, because the book said, now we go to the Bible, the book of Genesis said, she shall bear his seed and shall have feelings with that, which is with pain. The child belonged to her no how. It belonged to the father. I realized she carried it for 9 months. I realized her body went through changes and pain and agonies and sorrow. I realized it. But don't take that out on me. Take that up on the creator of all creation, and that's Yahweh. God himself put you through that because of what happened in the Garden of Eden years ago of our forefather and foremother. of this. So you don't get a chance to take the leverage of something that belongs to someone and use it against them and abuse them with it.
And
this is where I'm coming from as far as that leverage.
Yeah, right. And that's still a lowly gun. Because at the end of the day, you know, you cannot let's go and just put the rubber, let's go and put the let the rubber hit the highway right here.
Come on, that's it.
If we didn't do it Bible way, we can't fix it and turn around and make it Bible when it was already wrong.
Come on, man.
Now I get you if you were married and you got divorced. Now this is a sake of argument. But if you had that child outside of wedlock, you had sex outside of wedlock, then don't come back
you can't make that.
You're gonna get a fair game. You know, everybody gonna play fair when you get in the you already fouled out. So any way you can be a part of that child's life, that's what you're gonna have to do in that case.
Right.
So you just have to put your big boy pants on and just suck it up to the fact
and accept it and fix it. Be a man and fix it.
Accept it and stay near as possible can to that child, because that child don't want you to be a part of their life. Now, like I said, but the divorce part of it, now you got a conversation because most of the time when you divorce, now the wife or the ex-wife, the child becomes irrelevant because after everything is gone, the child is the only mutual thing that remains them into that circle. So most men wants to start focus on that child, and most women get the fence with that because they are not getting any provision. I'm taking care of my son. I'm taking care of my daughter. You know, and they're wanting more to say, no, this is us. No, this is him or her. This is not about you. You know, you go get a job, you go get this, or you go do that. But then now the child becomes the only leverage to stay in that man's pocket if he has the means. You know, and it flips both ways. So I think it's the divorce where that child becomes, and then also in the divorce, the mother hates the ex-husband and does everything to make that child despise the ex-husband because the child don't know what the ex-husband did to them. But now all that bitterness comes into that child. You know what I'm saying? So these are various. I'm with the guys when they are divorced, but if it was outside of wedlock, man, hey, you know, I mean, my heart goes out to you. I understand.
If you go wrong, you're now wrong.
You know, you can't expect everything to be right when you didn't do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you got to eat that. You're gonna have to eat that crow. You're gonna have to eat that humble pie and do what you got to do to stay in that child life. But to give up on that child because the mother giving you problems is not a cool thing to do. Yeah, because the child, it's not the child's fault. You know what I'm saying? But then there's another part of this, and I think this is where you're gonna get most of your listening on it. Is when, like I'm gonna revert back to when that mother, whether it be a baby mama, whether it be an ex-wife, is when she's turning that child against that father. You know, that's where I have a problem with. I have a big problem with it. You know what I'm saying? You want to make this child hate this man, and there are some good men out there that are committed to the child and to the welfare of the child and everything like that. But you got this bitter woman who can't forgive, who don't want him to move on, want to make him feel like he's making, now I'm getting your paycheck, and that's why they go get the nails done and everything. The front, you may be married to her, but I'm in your pocket, that little childish game and stuff. Now my heart all goes out to that man. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. So the next question that's here up under that is, how can they fix it? Should they take her to court and straighten this out? And how do we recommend that they fix it and be their children without 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 hurting the child? That's the question that's sitting in front of me with that. Now, my position on it is to sit in the court, get you a good lawyer. Don't be trying to handle this on your own. Spend the money. You let a $5 or $7 dress and a $2 pair of slippers and a ponytail grab you, and now you paying $70,000 in child support for the rest of your life. You ought to go on and spend a little bit of money to go ahead on and get you some good representation, get you a good lawyer, and sit down and with the lawyer and get an understanding. Most men don't have to pay child support. Then this is where I'm finna bust the game up at on it. You don't have to pay child support. All you need is a house. All you need to have is some furniture. All you need to have is a separate bedroom for your child to sleep in. And you can ask for joint custody. Upon asking for joint custody, you don't pay child support. You only pay when the child is with you, and when the child is with you for the summer or the school, then when the mother gets, the mother's responsible for the time that she has the child with, and then y'all come together during a joint period of the time when it's time for vacation and all that shopping for school clothes and all that crazy stuff there. Then you have to put your money together for that and then run with it. Other than that, then you when the child is with you, the judge wants to give men joint custody, but because we don't know it, they're not going to tell the man what he should do. They're going to say, you should know this. There's no excuse for being the ignorance of the law. There's no excuse for ignorance of the law. So if you want joint custody, all you got to do is go down there and file joint custody, and this right here will immediately freeze child support. And they will bring you in up on the review, and then you can have joint custody. But most men don't know it. They're too busy trying to work. Then they're putting up with the headache on one end and the trouble on the other end, and then they lose ground and focus. But tonight, as a man to a young man to another man, this is how you stop child support. File for joint custody. Have your own place and a place for your children to come and spend the night and be there and be responsible. Don't let them run the street. Make sure to take the bath. Make sure they get something to eat. And don't be bringing all these strange women around. Don't be bringing strange women around. And women need to learn the same thing. Quit bringing all these strange men around your children. Because right now, they are vulnerable only for what the mother and the father is teaching them. You don't want a straggler in your child's life teaching them something. It's supposed to be teaching them how to add and multiply. They teach them how to have sex and doing all kind of stuff with them. So at this point, men, and we're going to hear from Pastor Boyd on the same level with this here. Men, file for joint custody. Don't be afraid of her. File for joint custody. You are not her sugar daddy while paying child support. File for joint custody. And if she can't handle that, then she must give up her rights to you or allow you to give up your rights and wait on another level to get your child back in your life. And you can do this. I've done this in my past history just to prove a point. And now I'm back in good standards with the mother because she learned that I do not play when it comes to my child, and I will spend that extra dollar. Stop being afraid, spend a few dollars, and get you together in the courtroom. What say ye, Pastor?
Yeah, you better have a good attorney because you're gonna need it. Yeah, because
you're gonna need it.
Depending on who the judge is, can
right
award the mother child support, even if it's a joint custody. Because I was in a similar situation, but when I went for assistance, like food stamps and stuff like that, that's when
Right.
the conversation came up, and I said I did not want to pursue child support,
Mm-hmm.
even though
Mm-hmm.
we had a legal joint custody where she would have custody of one, I had custody of the other. But
Right.
it gave her legal rights to pursue child support in the event she goes start getting in the system. So
Mm-hmm.
then the state will pursue
Mm-hmm.
the child support because then
Mm-hmm.
that's when the state gets involved in that. So, but
Right.
like you said, I totally agree. If you're in a situation where, uh, as a matter of fact, I know somebody that's in that situation now, that the mother is not following all the, and a lot of these mothers don't. This is where, yeah, me, like you
Follow
just
the
said,
rules of the court.
if you understand what that court ordered, and it was
Right.
just it's court order. This ain't up
Right.
to the mother.
It
It's not up
must
to
be
the
followed.
father.
That's
It is a court
right.
order. So if
Right.
she filed child support on you, you better read the stipulations of that
Right.
um, document when
Court.
they file it,
Right.
because there are
Right.
certain rights you do have. Like some men didn't know that they still could file. That mother don't file for the
Right.
taxes on that child at the end of the year.
Right.
That goes to the
Right.
father who's paying the child support. But a lot of black men
Right.
didn't know that, and they was getting the best of both worlds. So if you
Right.
were paying child
I
support,
see you, Pam.
you know, now if you not paying your child support, the state gonna get their money anyway. But anyway, but
Oh, that's you, baby.
if
Coming
you
for the coming for you.
but we're gonna go with the man that's doing everything he can, and she's
Right.
breaking all the laws, and you sitting there thinking she can do what she wants because the system, that system
Right.
is no longer. I can say that for a fact. The systems
Right.
do not always favor the mother as the best
Nope.
for that
It
child.
sure don't. It
They
sure
do
don't.
not
It
do it.
don't favor.
That thing has changed drastically, and you are seeing
Right.
most men now putting women on child support because, as you
Right.
stated,
That's
they
right.
didn't have a
Yeah.
stable life for the child.
That's
They not,
right. That's
making
right.
they're putting the child in danger, endangerment,
Angel.
where
Yeah.
sexual violations and stuff like that. And
Right.
this father got the most stable plan. The courts will award that father,
Right.
and he has the right to pursue child support. So the
Right.
system has drastically changed over the years
It
from
will
our
work.
time.
Yes,
We
sir.
grew
It
up,
is for the men.
yeah. So it drastically changed. Now ain't nothing like back in the 90s. You walk in the court, you own child
No,
support.
Lord, you ain't stand no chance,
Right
boy.
now, give a fly. You come there with a stack of paper and Jesus and the angels and the
It
44
still
elders.
ain't gonna help
You still gonna be on child support.
So Pam asks, what about if one of the parents' living condition is not safe? John custody is not why. I agree. If the place of dwelling is not safe, then he should not be able to have the child in danger. He should not allow the child to be there. Meaning he must stand up and become man of who he is and understand that he has a child and he must take care of it, and no longer is his lady friend, the club, whatever he's getting into, and for the most part of it as a man, the car is no longer even important anymore. That child become your number one priority, meaning that that child must be taken care of approximately right, even at that point. If at that point of in your life, so getting a nice place, a safe place for your child, that's all important now. All the other garbage is put aside. Now, do I think a man should be on child support if he don't do the right thing? Should the state make him do that? No, I still disagree. He shouldn't be on child support because you shouldn't to make a man take care of his child. I think if the man don't take care of his child or the woman don't take care of her child, deserve to be put on child support. That's something they need to answer for in their life. And the child gonna deal with it because the child know who took care of them more than the other parent, or did both of them take care of them rightfully. So I don't agree with child support. I don't think the state and the government has a right to penetrate a marriage because marriage wasn't found by the state. It was found by the gospel, Jesus Christ. And right now we got a big problem in the marriages now because now we naming each other partner. I'm not your partner. I'm your husband. And you're my wife. And that comes with certain responsibilities. When you're a partner, oh, that means we probably doing business. That ain't no marriage. So if the book says this, and I see you, Sister Mary, good seeing you on here. The book says that there's power and life in the tongue. When you call those things that it is something and being thought, you're going to start acting on it, rather. And when you start acting on it, then you got a problem here. So Renita Pryor said, but you think it's okay to put a mother on child support? Well, I think now this is my favorite cook. And I got to be real careful here because I'll be hungry for a long time. I got to be real careful with this question. I got to be real careful. I don't think that it's okay to put a woman or a man on child support. I just think that they ought to find some kind. Y'all have found a common ground to have sex. Most of the time is in the back of the car or at the park. These children are so crazy now, they get pregnant at the grave. Yo, at the back of the club. I'm just saying. So I don't think
I disagree because they keep going up on my taxes because if you don't take care of them and they getting assistance, who you think pockets they come? Y'all ain't coming at them wealthy folks.
They gonna hit mine. They
gonna hit them.
You're right. I agree.
You paying for the so somebody for them to walk around with a conscience and a moral sense. Nah, I don't trust your moral sense. Matter of fact, you was outside of wedlock when you got her pregnant. So what moral?
I wasn't even there. But I'm going to take care of your children. Man, come on, man.
Man, shoot, you gonna do your part. If you want to, look at here, I'm from your. If you want to do grown folks, you want to talk grown folks stuff, you gonna have to do grown folks things. Take care of your child. So the state got to get in. Whoever got to get in to make them go, you darn right. That's mother or father. Because that's unfair.
I think that comes from the Democrats.
They didn't have that child together. They didn't have that one person didn't have that child by themselves. So it takes.
That's true. I get that. It took both parties to get involved. It wasn't nobody that did making them have sex and come up with a child. So at this point, one got to become the carrier for the other one. That's how I feel about it. And I really think, here's my thing. If you financially disabled, I think food stamps is in order. You should get that. But to take one down there and then the state give them money and then you turn around and take the person away from them for this and that. I mean, at this point, it's so abused now. And we still going up on our taxes, even with all these people out here paying child support, they still going up on our taxes. And shoot, you ain't got to tell me. You want me to get a fold out face?
Right. You got other systems out there that does rely on taxpayer money. But I'm just saying on that note, to let them not put on child support, absolutely. I think that's ludicrous. But then the other thing about this too, I think there ought to be stipulations in the child support where either parent, just like they do on welfare, you are doing something for yourself versus just walking around getting this that co-parent, so to speak.
Right.
Going back to the court, getting more money because you think it ain't enough to take care of your child. Because one of the things that they need to look at is that parent who's paying child support and buying the school clothes. And,
it's true.
taking care of medical bills and stuff like that. I think it's all too much only for the parent or the mother or the father to sit back and say, well, that's then go back to the courts and say, I think he making more money. They need to give him more money. I don't go with that. I don't go with that. I
Yeah,
think
me
it should
neither.
be judged on a day spot basis, and I think it ought to be
Yeah.
stipulations where
Right.
that parent who filed for support must be
Right.
doing things on their own because the system says in
Right.
the child
Right.
support is that I'm going after the parent that's not doing. But then the
Right.
parent that's not doing goes after them and he or she are doing their part. But then the
Right.
person over here is mismanaging the money and not doing, and like you said, that money is not going to that child. I think
It
that
ain't.
I think the system, if you're going to get involved, I think you ought to make it a level playing field where the child is making sure
Right.
they're getting that benefit and not that money going into the mother's care where they're misusing that money or whatever. But you do have
Right.
some mothers who does take that money and do what they
Yeah,
can for
that's
their
true.
child or buy
That's
some
true.
things. There are some mothers who have that integrity about it. But you do have some
Right.
mothers that don't do anything but that money going into their pocket and the child never sees it. That I think this
Yeah.
has to be something done with that. Because
And
if you
and
say
my and
child
my
support and not
right.
baby mama support or daddy support, I mean
That's what it is. It's mama and baby daddy support now. Here's the thing that I don't like. That they carry to court and a man have to pay $300 and $400 in child support. I pays 300, 400 child support. The lady only getting is $150. They take him to court. It's taking most of the money. So your money is just, especially if you are a minority. You go to court with this, you are losing on every hand because the courts is steady getting rich off your money and less of money going. So why not just get some sense between the two of you? Sit down and don't lie to each other. Keep your word and bond with each other and sit down and say, listen, I'm going to pay this here. Sometimes I might be a little bit under, but I'll make up on it as I go. I'm paying this and I'm going to pay this there. I'm not supposed to be giving you enough child support to pay your rent in your house. I'm not supposed to be giving you enough child support to buy you a car. I'm not supposed to be giving you enough child support to pay your utilities in your home. That's not what child support is for. Child support is aiding the child. You get up off of your lazy woman. You get up off your lazy behind, show nothing, and get a job. Take care of yourself and then aid your children the right way. That's what I believe. Money should go into the banking account. That way, when they get ready to go buy some, they got a little card. They can go slide it. You see and she see where all the money is going to and from. Now, this is the fight, and this is what's going on with a lot of marriages because they break up. First thing they want to do is fight over the children because they know who get the child don't get the money. How come you just can't get the child without worrying about the money?
They ain't gonna go for that.
So
Doc.
that's what that's my thing here.
That ain't gonna never, as long as this system is like it is. That's gonna be the first thing because at the end of the day, people are already gonna calculate, and then they're gonna get in. Somebody gonna get in their ear telling them what, just like alimony and all these different things like that. I understand what the system is trying to say, but at the end of the day, now I was blessed. Thank you, Lord Jesus. I was able to raise my kids, my two, and I was part of the oldest daughter's life. So where I was never on child support. Now,
Right. Me, I've never been on
now
child
I
support.
was able to take care of them, like I said, and neither did
Right.
I pursue. As long as you was trying, I felt like
Hello, Internet.
when I needed or when they needed it, you get it to them. I had no fault, no foul. But to not do nothing was unacceptable
Yeah.
for me. And I do
Right.
know that all things being equal, if that thing turned around, if it was me and I did like she did, most likely I would have ended up on child support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
but again, there has to be somebody mature enough, and I'm gonna say that has to be mature enough to be able to make sure that your interest is what's in the best interest of that child and not what's in the
That's
best
right.
interest of self. You know, so
Yeah.
it takes somebody with a level of maturity about that, but you're not gonna always get a fair chance because everybody see, like I said, most of the time that child becomes the leverage that the other parents or the grieving parent or the bitter parent have. They
Mhm.
know that's what, because I look at a bunch of some of these young women. They use
Right.
that child to hurt that man further because they've been hurt.
That's true. That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? So
That's
it ain't about
that's true.
care for that child. It's not really about
No,
that
it ain't.
child. He knows you know that child want to be a part of his son's life. You know you want to be
Right.
a part of your daughter's life, or vice versa. The mother wants to be a
Right.
part of their life. You know, she may have got
Right.
caught up in drugs. Well, she couldn't take care of the child, but now she wants to come back into the life, but you want to dismiss her like she ain't never existed because you done got married to this other woman. I don't think that, man,
Right.
never should that be the case. I think if we all look into it, but again, I run into a problem there because you know my best interest is not going to be her best interest.
Right. Right. That's right. That's right. I
You know,
understand exactly where you're coming from with that. I do. But I'm looking down here at my cook again. But it is not your worry about what she does with the money. You have done your part. No, I beg to differ from that, cook. I beg to differ from that. No, you got
yes,
my
it's
money. You
right.
want to tell me what my
Yeah,
money went?
you out of your mind. You mean what? Don't worry about. What you mean? Don't worry about. Write that again. What
Oh
you
no,
mean?
oh
Don't
no,
worry
that
about.
was sis. Wait a minute there. We gotta talk about this thing. You gonna show me what my money with? Yes, indeed. I want to know where it went. You ain't putting my money in John's pocket. You hear what I say? If I catch John with my money, I ain't all the way to saved yet. I can catch him with my money. I ain't all the way saved like they get. I'm being honest. Come back here, Johnny. Come back here. You gonna talk to me? My car need a washing, my tools need a shining, my boots need a shining. you,
Yeah.
gonna tell me what my money
Don't worry about where the money go. What? What?
is? No, sir. You gonna tell me what my money? You ain't finna run down the street with my money,
I
and
don't know
then
nothing you put your money in if you don't want no accountability. I don't know nothing you in.
you hear me? You hear me? When I
You
used to
ain't
go down
to
there
to
to
that
that
bank when
dice
they
on
take
the
your money out your account. It don't matter. Don't worry about what the money. Man, that's crazy. Thank you,
you
Sister
gonna tell me
Fire.
what
You
my
got me
money?
on that one.
Look here.
You got me
When
on
I,
that one.
when I used to go down there to that dice table and throw them dices, and I'm looking for that 7 level, that 9 and that 6 and 8 running bases and that 10 and a low 4. Don't tell me my money ain't come in. I want to see that win. If I crapped out, I crapped out. But if you don't tell me, you just don't yank my money through what you no, you ain't gonna tell me. Well, oh, she said, remember, it's the child. That's right. So I'm responsible for my child. I have to speak for my child and act for my child. I am a part of my child's life. I am the father.
Well, since she wants to talk on the show, let's give her a platform. All right. Now, here it is. I pay child support every month, correct? I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about what the money. But then you turn around and say the child needs school clothes. I ain't supposed to say nothing about child support. I shouldn't worry about the child support. Now the child needs. You get it the support. But you're coming back asking me, come on now, work with me.
Yeah. Come on. Cause if I'm sending $1, why would you be not worried? Why would you be worried about that dollar I'm sitting? It's
Man,
not
why would
yours.
you be worried
Remember?
about what my money doing?
Yeah,
Because most of the women
exactly.
that say that, you can pay your child support. You can do it. You just don't want to pay it. But you work. Don't worry, man. Don't worry about where the money go. You got me on that one.
Trust me. This one right here, she don't play about no money, Doc.
I'm gonna get that lawyer. I'm gonna find out. Shoot. Keep asking me talking about you ain't got no money. Oh, okay.
But that don't mean we won't know where the money. That don't mean we angry with our ex. She said that we're angry with our ex. That's why we won't be concerned about the money. No, that's hardly the truth. To be honest with you, and I see you saying, Doc, you got some company in the room. Hold on, we coming to that. Listen to this. It don't mean that we are angry because we won't know our money. Actually, we have accepted the fact that you and I could not work. It didn't fit. We made a baby. We understand all that. We are men, and this is another thing I want to deal with tonight. We might not get to it because time is moving. We got 10 minutes left. Love, men got to understand that men don't have feelings. Love is not a feeling for a man. Feelings is for a woman. We don't have feelings. We weren't created with feelings. Women was created with feelings. We wasn't. We love unconditionally. So when you start losing your hair, we don't leave. Because you fell down and broke your leg, we don't walk off. We don't do things like that because we love you unconditionally and we are built to love you no matter what. Now, women's getting their feelings and they get upset. It's easy for them to walk out the door because they're in their feelings. Men don't have. And so with that being said, we're not angry with our ex. We just understand it did not work, and we understand that it's not going to work because we don't try it. So let's just start with an understanding.
This ain't about business. This ain't feeling. It's about business. It's about accountability.
Yeah.
This is what my wife said. My wife said some parents take the money and spend it on other things besides the needs of the child. That's the point, my view.
That's all we're saying. And tell us, look here, I need to put extra money on the side.
See, Miss Pride, that's a grown woman talking. Some mothers need to be held accountable because they are neglecting the needs of the child, but get exactly. That's all I'm saying. Ain't got nothing to do with no area. Why not you said we women are angry with the men when you can't see your child? Oh, Lord have mercy. I mean, why else can't he not see the child? I mean, other than criminal activity or some sexual violation, I would see your point.
I mean, come on. You going to start for sitting behind money? Now, listen at this here. She said, of course. You don't. No money, no child. How you going to take something that came from my Lord that you paid for 9 months because God told you to do it, and then you going to tell me I can't see my child because I'm not giving you any money? I'm going to leave this one long.
I guarantee you this conversation, you wouldn't be saying this if you was on child support. I promise you. You wouldn't be saying that if that money was coming out of your check. You talking about that anger. No, this is business. Dude. Long that child take care of, I ain't got nothing to say about the mother or anything
about nothing. I'll add more to the pile.
Yeah,
the child being taken care of.
Yeah,
and I think all men should do that.
A good steward over there, and I see you doing that. Yeah, and like you said, I'm gonna make sure because that 150 ain't gonna take care of no clothes. I'm gonna throw a little extra. But if I see you at Mary Lobster and you taking selfies and talking about what I'm eating, and that child ain't got no clothes, partner, it's hard.
Come on.
It's hard. Come on, don't worry. It's gonna be an argument. We gonna be fighting.
Check this here. So Ms. Boyd says some parents take the money and spend it on other things besides the needs of the child. That's true. Some others need to be held accountable because they are neglecting the needs of the child but getting support. This is all the truth. Every bit of it. Hair and nails done, but the child's shoes and clothes are raggedy. Now, that's all we're talking about. right there. If you take care of the child like it's supposed to, what man in his rightfully mind is going to argue with the woman who's been taking care of his children and doing the right thing by his children and not causing the child to go without? Why would he get upset with her? That's crazy. That is just crazy. They out there. They out there. And brother, if you out there with a woman,
that surprised it got a baby daddy. That's what that is. That sounds like she coming from experience.
No, sir. She ain't got no baby daddy, sir. No, sir.
She ain't got no baby daddy. She ain't got no baby daddy. She a little bit too hard in the paint on this one. And he should take Aldridge the ball and block that shot. Come on, baby. Come on.
Sister Pride. I'm laughing. You know we having fun. Listen, you ain't got no baby daddy. I'm gonna have to call my deacon and tell it now. You ain't got baby daddy, is you? Talking about no, sir. No, that deacon Pride loves some Sister Pride, baby. She ain't going nowhere. He had a baby dad, he would be around to tell the story if he would. So tonight we covered some of these questions about the child support, because I got like about 7 more questions to cover with the child support, but it don't look like we're gonna have time to cover. So we'll be back on. We'll be back on next Monday. Try to catch you with the rest of the questions. I appreciate all of your inboxing, asking the questions, and text messages, emailing, and leaving voicemail. I appreciate all of you that are doing that. It's exciting to hear from you. I want you guys to start calling in live with your questions. I actually do want to do that. I have the number set, but everybody seems to want to go on book and different areas. Now, look, you can catch this show on YouTube. YouTube live. We on YouTube. Go to Mark Thomas. Go to that. Sign in to. Don't have to sign. Don't have to sign in. You can just go in and hit my page, and when you hit the page, you will see that the clips. I'm gonna start playing some of the reruns over, because some people are asking me, please play it again. I missed some of it. I don't know where to get you. So I'm gonna teach you how to go back and do it this week, how to go back to these shows and catch it. Now, Dr. Stevenson couldn't be on with us tonight. He's in school, and I understand that he has some other things going on, but he's going to be checking in with us from time to time for the most, and be with us. Certainly, we miss him on tonight. We got 2 more other guests that's getting ready to schedule to start. So this pot is about to get thicker. As the host, and my co-host is Pastor Barr. So when I'm not able to be on, even in revival, he's going to be able to take this show and run with it, and then I'll pick back up with him next time. I don't want us to miss not one Monday night being able to help somebody, men, especially men. He's helped to be to someone how to deal with that. Next topic coming up after this here is relationship, how to deal with an unruly husband or wife or man and woman in your life. Do you take legal action, and do you not take legal action? Or we're getting ready to move toward that, because you need to know how to handle this. Everybody that's wrong need to be dealt wrong. You don't have to call on God. God, man, gave you power to deal with the woman. He's not coming down here to deal with the woman when he said, I gave you the power and I gave you the authority. Same thing he told Adam. He said, and I gave the woman the strength and understanding to follow and lead. But she ain't got to follow you and lead you if you beating on her. I mean, you my daughter, I'm going to come down there and beat on you. I'm just going to keep it honest and forward with you. I don't believe in a man hitting and beating on a woman. I just, I don't believe that. I don't do it. I don't condone it. However, you got to be very careful. Don't let it's a metaphor.
For the law enforcement, it's a metaphor.
Uh-huh. listen, y'all. We got to get we got to get out of here. It's been thank y'all for coming. Pastor Boyd, we appreciate you, man. You always here, our co-host. He's always with us. And we gonna keep this thing going. We gonna get this thing network deeper and deeper and deeper. We ain't going nowhere no time soon. And I see you asking for the number, Pam. I'm gonna make sure you get there. And now she's saying I ain't gonna get no food. I done messed up. I gotta get me some food now. You done messed me up. Anyway,
Put on
we love y'all.
Put on child support.
We got some child support too. That's what we can eat. All right.
All right, man. Holler at you, boy.
Love you, sis, Bob. See y'all later.